we can reconvene after the playoffs and see if there were any misunderstood concepts or rules. But it's pretty straightforward, and we communicate everything. So, um, no, I think there's a sense of excitement from everyone, and I think that's probably standard of every club at this stage of the season.
You spent so much of your life playing in Germany. It would be conceivable that people would say, when we finished top of the table, why aren't we the champions? Was it hard for you? I mean, but you grew up here, you know about playoffs. So for a European player, does it seem strange?
Well, I think if you just kind of go through the names we have, the Europeans, it's very individual. I don't like to generalize. The Europeans this, South Americans that, Americans that. So our guys are experienced. Mati, Timmy, they've already been through it, and so they understand the mechanisms. Hugo and Olivier are doing it for the first time, but both are quite experienced and have partaken in postseason tournaments, whether it's a European Championship or World Cup, and so they know the importance of being able to focus for a 3 to 4 week period,
Okay.
or in our case, 5 to 6.
How'd you take in the Vancouver Portland match? You watch it in real time, or how'd you watch it?
No, so for coaches, it's hard to. Well, actually, not for coaches. For me, it's hard to watch a game live, cut video, and analyze the game in live time. Maybe I'm not smart enough. I don't know, but it's much easier for me to watch it post fact and to sit down, rewind, cut, look at it through the filter of LAFC, and so I always do that post game. I rarely watch games live.
Considering the result and the way that Vancouver showed up, is that an easier sell to your guys who are extremely familiar with Vancouver and had a lot of success about, hey, there's nothing to take for granted here, considering what they did in that match?
Yeah, it's very clear. It's a team on a mission. They feel like they were a little short-handed maybe after a game, match day 33, missing 6 guys and then conceding a goal late after a pretty good second half. And so I understand the emotions of it and how they'll feel. And they're a good team, and they're excellent at seizing on mistakes from opponents, but also creating mistakes. I think it's a very underestimated team. This has a lot of quality, and they, like many other clubs in this league, do spend money. So of course they have quality. So it's a tough matchup, but 2 of the 3 games are at home, and we're looking to close out at home.
Vanni Sartini is someone obviously very expressive. You said you liked chatting with him. Did you see his comments, or did you see what Phil Neville said about the Portland having the home match against Vancouver? Sort of God is on the Timber side. Did you see any of that stuff?
Sure, some headlines, yeah.
Yeah. Did you see Vanni's response?
Yeah.
What do you make of that?
I'm not sure why my comments or thoughts are relevant in this.
You're coaching against him, so he's just a character.
So we can talk about them as a team. I have a good relationship with Vanni, and so what he and Phil talked about pre-match, post-match, during match, I'll leave it with those two.
Is God on LAFC side in this match?
I don't know.
What do you think of the best 2 of 3, right? A 3-game format, it just seems so out of left field for soccer. Okay. Good answer.
Do you think that 3 in the? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's fine.
Do you think 3 in the first round, and then you don't have 3 in any other rounds? Does that make sense for you? Is it a rhyme or reason for that?
I think these are questions that the league officials and maybe the TV rights holders should sit down and think about.
So Greg Banny mentioned it yesterday that, despite whatever happened at the decision day, it's a new tournament. I'm assuming you agree with that, but the emotional part that LAFC right now that ending still in the West. So is that part of something that motivates the group, and because the fans are really excited?
Yeah, it can, and it has, for sure. It's a big motivating factor. And yes, it's a new tournament per se, but there is also a home field advantage that we can't just brush away. And that's what we were fighting for, and that's what we earned, and we're very happy about that.
Steve, just last couple games, 3 goals scored by subs to help you advance number 1 seed. How do you feel about the bench and in an expanded playoff format, which is going to drag like 5-6 weeks, to have a group that you feel confident might give you that edge?
Yeah, it's something I do share with the team as well. I don't know who's going to be in the final. If you go back to 22, if we do make a final, I'm sure that starting lineup was not predicted at the beginning of the playoffs. So things happen, and having a deep roster at this stage of the season is very important. If we could have it all season long, it would be even better. But there are challenges in our league that don't make that possible. So yes, I don't know what's going to happen Sunday. I don't know what's going to happen following Sunday and further on. And in training, things happen in training. So and I don't know who's going to be the deciding factor or person in a match moving forward. The important thing is that you have at least 20 who are capable and ready, and it's looking like we do have that.
Close to around 20, you feel comfortable playing these games.
Yes,
So health-wise, you're in a good spot.
very good spot.
What's Murillo's status?
He's healthy.
He's ready to play. And Carlos did not get a chance in the regular season. How do you see the possibility of perhaps, for the first time, playing in a postseason situation?
Yeah, it unfortunately didn't work out. We had anticipated putting him on, but when the defender goes down with an injury, there's only so many things we can do. That unfortunately didn't happen. But every day he trains, he is getting back to his old self and fitness. And so every day we move forward is a day in the bank for him in training loading, getting him closer to his top potential. And a fit Carlos can help LAFC.